happy Sunday, everybody. Welcome to the live stream. Hope you are all doing well. As always, I appreciate you guys showing in for the Sunday night stream, the start or the end of a week. Depends how you look at it. I guess technically it's the end of the week. Certainly it's my start of the week and we're starting to get things aligned. So anyway, I hope you're all doing well. A lot to get into this evening. We'll talk about some of the charts that are out there. Let's take a look at what we can expect this week. Volatility is probably the name of the game, but there are some big catalysts that could support the move in the market. Let's fingers crossed to hope they do. We'll take a look at some news. I want to dive into what are some great coins to be looking at. Obviously, I don't want to give you all the ones I'm looking at. Do you know what I mean? But that's not true, by the way. I definitely will. But I want to talk about some of the big cap plays. So we're not going super micro tonight. It's not about the kind of craziest of degenerate meme coins out there, but let's talk about some big caps. Let's talk about just some stuff that's on my mind. I'm not telling you to buy it. It's not financial advice. None of that stuff. Just some coins I think are pretty interesting and some coins I think could be worth it. We'll get into a little bit of macro stuff that's going on. Are we about to see a move in the market? What is the market telling us right now? How's Sunday played out? Yada, you know, all the kind of good stuff that we're going to get into. All of that in tonight's show and much, much more. I was just saying to the TikTok team, I actually got in contact with TikTok support and they were like, everything is fine with your account. People just hate your content. You're like, oh man, what the hell? Anyway, so fingers crossed we get a few more on the TikTok live and likewise here on YouTube as well. So do me a quick favor, smash up the like button to run your all-time high. Don't forget, if you haven't already hit the subscribe button, highly recommend it. It is definitely worth your time as well. As Casey says, tap, share, follow, repost, and join the free Discord. A couple of people did try and join the Discord, by the way. If that's one of you, you do need to complete the verification process at the start. It is literally the easiest thing in the world. So if you can't do it, then you're probably not going to get in, all right? Because actually, we've been the Discord's been good, actually. We've had less people in there and less complete and utter choppers that are in there as well. So it's good, right? We're going to keep it that way. So if you can't get in there, but it is in the pinned comment on, wait, in case it hasn't pinned it. But anyway, it's in my bio as well as the description down below as well. So yeah, could be getting in. Which is great. He just admitted holding back from giving us the gold. No, I didn't, F Joe. Come on, bro. That's not what I said. I actually said afterwards I was going to tell you all. But we're not going to get into anything super crazy tonight. The only thing I would say, and it's not a endorsement at all by this coin, I did buy some of this white whale thing that everyone seems to be getting hyped about, but I don't know if I've made a bad choice. I may have made a bad choice, by the way, but it dumped. I got in at about 16 something, $160 million market cap. It's up a little bit, but yeah. Yeah, we'll see. I don't know if it's a bad idea, but like I said, more on that in a bit, all right? More on that in a bit. Let's get into the charts. Let's get into what's going on with the price of BTC, and let's try and break down some of the key things. What to be looking out for, what is on the agenda this week, and let's kind of get a few little price action and a few ideas of where we're going to get to. So TikTok, come with me. Oop. You guys go there, look, as always. Let me just give you a little zoomerino in. Beautiful. Look at that. Hey, we're getting good at this kind of like zoom in thing. So I will definitely, I just had the go ahead from my missus actually that I can officially change this office or this room where I am into like my streaming room. It's going to be pretty exciting. So we're actually going to properly do it, by the way. Give AVAX a rundown. Yeah, definitely. Let's do that. I just, I don't know if I should say it on the stream, but I just unstaked all of my Solana, all of my AVAX on Coinbase, and I've moved it into a DeFi wallet. What's interesting, by the way, is when you move it out of Coinbase, it asks you who you are moving it to, and I think they are tracking, specifically for a UK customer, by the way, I think they're tracking where that wallet goes. So I'm going to post in the Discord a couple of little bits that I think are important to reference with something like that. So if you're not already in that Discord, head over to the Discord. Super easy to get involved. And again, you have to do the verification process, which again is super, super simple. You just have to follow the process. Come into here, look, start here, type /verify. Then he says press enter. You'll receive a verification code that'll pop up with the code /verify, enter with the code. Boom, it's in. It's going to change your name and it's going to bring you up in one of these verified bumps, and then we move you into the main chat. So again, if you're not already in the Discord, I highly recommend checking it out. Jay says, CZ super cycle, biggest top signal ever. People are beyond clueless. Exit liquidity going lower. Jay, come on, bro. Don't say that. You're entitled to your opinion. Obviously, you're entitled to your opinion. I hope you're wrong, as I'm sure many people hope that I'm wrong, but fingers crossed. Like I said, I think it's an all or nothing view, but we'll see. Okay, let's talk about some charts. Let's get into what we can see here on the daily candles, actually. No surprise, a Sunday move. Now, Sunday was actually holding up pretty well until about an hour ago, and we'll track where that kind of all went a bit wrong, who was selling, where did it all kind of end up going, and we'll sort of have a look as to a little bit as to where that could be. And obviously the big ticker that we need to look at is all in this particular wallet here, which is obviously the BlackRock wallet. We'll take a look and see what they're going to do over the course of the week. So, but what we can see here is we are still within this market structure that we're looking at. We're still in this kind of place where upside momentum is with us. I do think we have to be mindful. Mondays historically are not a great day for us, but we will see. The pattern's still playing out. This break is on. So Tim says, let's go. Just ordered my Elipal. Nice, bro. Thank you for the 2. Appreciate it, man. Nice. Yeah, I'm bullish on that. Hopefully everything went through smoothly, Tim. I think yours should arrive a bit quicker. There was a bit of a delay for mine. It took about a week. But yeah, I'm loving it, by the way. I'm loving it. It's great. I actually transferred loads of my kids' Bitcoin and stuff onto it. So yeah, it's smooth, man. I like it. I like it. It's really good. So we still are in confirmation on this breakout. For me here on the daily candles, what are we looking at? We're looking at this kind of continuation here of the 20-day exponential moving average. I put a little bit in the Discord just that I was looking at this. As long as we hold this 20-day exponential moving average, I think this momentum is still fine. I think we're still in a reasonably good place, and I'm still optimistic about where we are at the moment. All right, I don't want to get like super crazy, like, oh my God, we're all going to the freaking moon. I think we have to be cautious, but at the same time, just understanding what's going, start to connect some of the dots, I think is probably where I'm getting to. So confirmation here, this move is still in. We probably want to see another green candle tomorrow. This would then give us that potential backswing to the upside. So the question then is, how do we get that? Well, let's take a bit of a view as to what's going on here on the 4-hour chart. And again, you can start to see some really good, really interesting indicators. And what we've got here, look, is the 100 and the 200 exponential moving average, even though they're on a 4-hour candle. So they're less accurate, probably a little bit less sort of, probably a little bit more volatile, okay? But you can see how respected this 200 exponential moving average is here on the 4-hour chart. But equally, this cross here on the 20 and the 50 day. So we are definitely in a continuation to the downside. So we do need to be conscious. But I think while we're holding 90K, while we're holding above that 20-day exponential moving average, these are generally good things. Kev, what do you think of XRP? I'm going to talk about XRP tonight. Some pretty bullish news. That BNY partnership is also great news. If you didn't catch my XRP video or my Bitcoin video that went out earlier today, highly recommend checking those 2 videos out. One talks about this upcoming vote on Thursday, which could be pretty interesting in the White House, or the market structure bill, and then equally the stuff going on with XRP. So yeah, check those out. But here we've got this kind of move. I'm still looking for this orange box as our potential push to the upside. I did put this on earlier as a kind of downtrend to say, well, look, are we going to break this trend? And this is kind of what I'm looking at right now. You can see here on the Fibonacci, the 236 holding 90,546 is probably a key area for us right now. Break below this, we're probably in for a little bit more pain. If you took the fib all the way down to the previous breakout move, you can see then we're just trending slightly below, and that takes us to around 89,914. The actual full macro move, you can start to see how this plays out. So I'm looking short term. This is kind of where we're at right now. 90,513 on this particular move right now. And this is kind of where I want to focus our energy on. Are we going to get this break back to the upside? Well, let's go in a little bit deeper. Let's go into the kind of current movements within the chart. This is the 15-minute, by the way. And let me just chuck this indicator on real quick. Chuck this indicator on real quick and see if we're getting anything here on the 15 minutes. So as it stands right now, the market's still very much in a buy signal. Now, this isn't any kind of specific software or anything kind of crazy, but this was some invite software I got just to kind of play around with and see kind of what it was doing. We can see that from this buy signal, and you know, I'm not in a world where I think you should just be completely, well, I'm just going to, do this and da-da-da. But again, if you were kind of doing this, you've got a range here of about $600, which is kind of where we're ranging from this buy signal we got here. So as it stands at the minute, we're looking for some momentum up. That's kind of where we want to see this. Start to push to the upside, a little bit of a downtrend. This didn't come out of anyone in particular. So no BlackRock wallets, maybe a bit of a liquidity movements around potentially. But at the minute, we're sort of seeing this low range hang on, nothing super crazy going on. Going a little bit nearer. If you were looking to scalp, the 5-minute indicator here showing that we do get a little bit of bullish momentum here. The buy signal coming in on buy signal 1 could sort of push us a little bit higher. We do need to be mindful. And again, there isn't really a lot of liquidity sticking around. And we'll talk about XRP in a minute and the liquidity that's exiting exchanges quicker than you can eat your school dinners. But, right now we're sort of here. I'm much more probably inclined to the macro side of things. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. The macro kind of things. This is kind of where we want to get to and sort of see for a potential move. But you can see this consolidation over the weekend. So really boring weekend. In the grand scheme of things, pretty boring. Nothing crazy going on. Everything's reasonably flat, which then lends us to, well, what's about to land this week? And what can we kind of attribute to maybe pushing markets up or maybe pushing markets down? So, we kind of need to see it. Now, interestingly enough, markets were holding up pretty well. Nothing between the range here. 90,400 could easily be a little push down. Marky Max has just bought $100 more. XRP, not loads, but nevertheless, just that little dip. Yeah, I mean, XRP down at 205, 1.4%, as is the broader altcoin market. Could signal, one of two things. People are selling off on the assumption that we're going to see a dump. We'll take a look at the pre-markets a bit later on. But at the same time, we are, slightly bearish here on the 12-hour. We're a little bit better on the daily candle. So our macro is daily, but our short-term trend is definitely to the downside. So we do need to be, watching the charts reasonably closely. Now, a couple of quick coins before we get into the kind of bulk of the video. I was talking about HBAR earlier on, and I said that they may be an opportunity here. I did it on the 15-minute, actually. For anyone that's in the premium Discord, you can get in there by just grabbing a channel membership. And I was kind of talking about this line here, and I said, look, if we were to get a potential breakout above this, then HBAR might become a little bit of an interesting chart. Now, again, this is why, if you watch what we do, and we talked about it, 118 was the potential trigger for a momentum shift trade to the upside. We didn't break it. We didn't take the trade on. Fine. You know what I mean? We're not going to lose any sleep over that. It did come back down, but again, worth noting. And likewise, we talked a similar story here on BTC. Now, someone asked about AVAX. AVAX is just incredibly frustrating right now. And I think I've unstaked my AVAX, not for any specific reason, really, to be honest, because I'm sort of in a place where, am I going to sell it? Probably not. Everyone knows I bought around 40, DCA down to probably 31, 32 as a DCA price. I'm not looking to do anything with it at the minute. There isn't a lot being built in the background right now. AVAX has gone a little bit quiet, so I'm not going to do anything too crazy. I'm just going to sit tight and see sort of where we get to with AVAX. But what can we talk about in terms of the daily candles? It is unfortunately not good news. We're definitely in a pretty heavy macro downtrend. And if you look at this even on a bigger time scale, look at the weekly candles here, by the way. AVAX is definitely going to Goblin Town. Now, it is worth noting here on AVAX as well, though, you are starting to get a pretty interesting pattern here on the lower range. This is probably a really key area of support. Now, if you're looking at a macro on the week, okay, it's important here to understand this. This is why sometimes I'm not necessarily in the world of, if in doubt, zoom out and do all this kind of crazy stuff, right? But if you were kind of in a world of saying, hey, what am I looking at fundamentally as a push in the markets? Well, look at this. AVAX is doing something that we have absolutely talked about so often when it comes to these chart patterns. So you probably are, in my opinion, going to see AVAX give us a little bit back to the upside on a weekly. Well, weeklies move in terms of months. And, if you look at kind of from the Pico peak, which came in September to where we are right now, just to give you sort of a bit of an, oh, I'm pressing the wrong button. I wonder why it wasn't coming up then. That's kind of giving us a 3-month cycle. Well, 3 months takes us to about April. So, if sentiment comes with us, and there's loads of rumors flying around now about the Trump administration going to say that, if you're an American-based crypto company, you're not going to pay taxes, all this kind of stuff, right? But actually, AVAX, in my opinion, may just be slightly better on the long term. As I say a number of times here, on the overall market and where we sit, you've got to just be in a world of, do you think the bull market is coming? Do you think we have upside momentum in this market or not? If you believe it, then pretty much most altcoins are going to perform well. There'll be some that will outperform others. I'll talk through a couple of what I think are going to be good coins to take a look at. But at the same time, you say, well, if the market's not, then nothing's going to perform and we're going to go to Goblin Town. And you're going to get some movers. We're going to get some momentum up, but that's about it. AVAX is dodgy, dying in my opinion. Really? Man, interesting. Fatsonic says AVAX is decent. Man, definitely a mixed bag. My top coins are AVAX, Hype, ENA, and Pendle. Nice, I like it. Yeah, I don't own any Hype. AVAX I do. So yeah. Craig, I've got a 40x and 110x from him, so that's bullish. Who's that? My Deep Red Guru mentioned San, thought of you. Deep Red Guru. Green BTC candles on a Sunday are a curse. Well, don't count your chickens before they hatch, because it doesn't look like we're going to end up there, unfortunately. It definitely may see us a little bit coming. What do you think, 2-bit? Is a bull coming? There's loads of macro arguments to say yes. Loads of macro arguments. We all know, though, at the minute it counts for kind of nothing, if I'm dead honest. But yeah, we will certainly see where we get to. Okay, So I want to sort of go through a couple of bits before we then come back and talk about why I think we may be in for a pretty interesting week this week. TikTok, I'm just going to move you back there. Man, I always forget that you're going to be super close to my face. There you go. There you go, TikTok. That is scary if anyone does. So we'll come back and look at the charts in short term. Again, overall, by the way, 3.06 trillion actually looks pretty decent. Yeah, Marky Mark, I was talking about HBAR. I was looking to grab a trade on HBAR today, but it didn't play out. I was hoping for a momentum break upwards. Again, I'm not a scalp trader. I'm not in this kind of place where I can afford to sit and just watch charts all day long. So I'm way more momentum trades, break key levels. And we talked about maybe breaking 118. That would have given us a kind of push, sort of above the 20-day exponential moving average. Again, I would have set my break at, TP1 at around 12.9. So, it didn't get there. Fine. All right, I'm not going to lose much sleep over it. It is. We didn't take the trade. We didn't put the trade on. So yeah, we kind of left it at that point, really. But let's get into a couple of things going on in the markets, and let's double down on some of the coins that you guys think are good. Let's kind of walk through it as a bit of a community, and then let's get into a few bits. So BTC whales are doing something striking, and it proceeds upswings, right? On-chain data is suggesting that Bitcoin whales are exiting leverage long positions, and I can prove this point as well. Like, this is good news, and I'll tell you why. In a pattern we've seen playing before all-time highs. Instead of dumping into weakness, large holders are cutting leverage exposure early and rotating into safer balance sheet positions. The same behavior has been seen before past major rallies. Pretty interesting. So again, what you've got here at the bottom is the price of BTC, and then you've got the open longs here. So the BTC USD longs. How exposed are bigger wallets to leverage? And you can also see this on a shorter term, let me see if I can bring this up, by the way. On a more specific range. Yeah, perfect. Here we go. I'm going to bring this up in just a second. I'm going to leave this there just so I can see it and you guys can't. So what we're sort of saying here is that people are trimming out of leverage. They may be taking profits. They may be getting into their spot bags. Remember, volatility generally is part of a bull run cycle. So you'd go 20% up, followed by a 10% correction. It's all about trying to get people to sell. It's all about trying to maximize those gains as the price goes up. When whales trim longs methodically rather than panic sell, Bitcoin historically follows with a strong impulse up once selling pressure is absorbed. Now, you can't just sit here and go, well, I think the price are all going to skyrocket. Altcoins are going to do a 500x in the next month. There has to be a catalyst that pushes this. And we've got a couple. CPI this week's going to be interesting. Fed, albeit we're pretty nailed on for no cuts in January, but all the stuff I've sort of discussed recently are the catalyst in my opinion. But we need something big. If the rumors are true that potentially Trump's going to push through a bill that's going to give you zero tax on American-based cryptocurrencies, including Bitcoin. I know it's not an American coin specifically, but that's a catalyst. That's a reason why markets might push. Recent Jasmine pump led me to believe it might be finally coming out of the Binance Mono Zone. Yeah, well, I mean, Jasmine's still up around 2.5%, even while the market is selling off a little bit. I mean, I don't know where it is now. Yeah, 2.5, look, 8.9. Holding this nice range back above this support line that we talked about. But yeah, we need to see the market just come with us a little bit. So I'll leave the price up here so I can see it. So again, we can kind of decipher this a little bit more as well. We can go and say, well, is this true? Like, are whales and even leverage positions taking a breather? Are they all going into spot positions, maybe waiting to push to the upside? Well, look at this. BTC open interest in the last 30 days. Open interest at its lowest levels ever. People are like, man, I don't want to trade. This all could be the reasons why we see massive liquidation events. They don't want it again. Even last week, a little bit of upside momentum. Boom, you get downside. $400 million gets wrecked out of long positions. Lending rate is positive, which means most are bullish. That's bearish. Lending rate is positive, which means most are bullish. That's bearish. On open interest. Well, I'm just about the... Are they? Not what I'm looking at. Not what I'm looking at. You saying that people are... their open interest is negative. So people are expecting a dump in the market. They're short in the market, essentially. But yeah, look at this open interest. And you can see here the splits between kind of certain exchanges, by the way. What is important, by the way, lower leverage is better for markets. We don't want to see liquidations because, again, think about this. Where does the money go when crypto gets liquidated? It just goes into the exchange that you're trading on. That's it. It's like a glaring scam that no one sees. If you are leveraged and your leverage gets wiped out, it's why there's so much debate around whether, exchanges are as honest and legitimate as they should be, which, again, the market structure bill is specifically targeting exchanges and many, many others, by the way, which I think is pretty bullish. So lower liquidity, lower leverage, healthier market. which ultimately should drive a more consistent approach. You can see it when you get price of BTC. Look at this. Percentage change when it moves up. Again, 2021, what did you see? Very, very, very low in terms of expectations of open interest. And then you've got market rallies. We can see massive dumps when we get huge over leverage, long or short. Do you know what I mean? Because it's just massive, massive wrecks. Svensson, XRP. Yeah, I'm going to touch on XRP in a bit. By the way, if you didn't catch some of my TikToks earlier on, that's kind of a bigger, they're sort of shorts from bigger form content, but the BNY bit on XRP is super bullish, and I think people don't realize how big that actually is. But yeah, stick around. I got you covered. It's one of my coins for 26. So good afternoon from Lakeland, Florida. What's going on, Kev? Good to see you, man. Welcome in. So again, keep your eyes peeled on this one, all right? Good news. Now, just a bit of humor for you. I thought this was interesting, by the way. Panorama view of 2026 Bitcoin price forecast. 50,000 to 250K. I mean, you couldn't get a bigger range if you tried. Who are we interested in? Brad Garlinghouse, 180K, end of 2026. Sean Farrell, don't know who he is, 65K, not keen on you, by the way. A few others, by the way. 10K from Mike McGlone. Don't know who Mike McGlone is, but he reckons BTC's going to 10K. I mean, it could be pretty interesting, isn't it? Anyway, some pretty interesting price forecasts. View here is sell gold and silver, buy Bitcoin. Are we about to see the rotation? Fingers crossed. FET just broke out of the daily. Nice. Need that to move a little bit, in fairness. Is the hype of gold and silver over? Are people done with it? Maybe. You know, just maybe we start to see this rotation that we've been waiting for the longest time into Bitcoin. Now, this isn't about people exiting gold and silver and because it's not what valuable. This is about whether you believe Bitcoin's a better bet. Is Bitcoin undervalued versus some of those other commodities? And I guess there's a lot to debate on the oil situation and all this kind of stuff. Maybe this plays out, but you know, the bigger debate is should we be going into Bitcoin versus gold and silver? Just really quickly, just let's take a look at some of the gold. Futures are up, so expect another rally on gold. Silver futures look up as well. So yeah, gold futures and silver futures both pointing north. So we might actually see a pretty interesting move here on commodities once again into the week. Just on that news, by the way, that I was talking about in terms of open interest, you got this. Look, lots of lower end accounts are more optimistic than the bigger end accounts. So actually slightly bearish here on Hyperliquid and wallet distributions in real time and P&L distributions. Obviously, the short term is getting absolutely ruined. The bigger wicks obviously making that little bit more. So, you know, plays out to the narrative we were saying that, you know, big money is kind of like, okay, I'm done leverage trading. I'm done. I want to cool and chill out. Foxes, what's your reason for unstaking your AVAX, mate? So, the rewards aren't great, and I wanted to get it off Coinbase, if I'm dead honest. And the reason I did that is I actually unstaked my Solana. That's what I did. And I wanted to move my Solana into my Phantom wallet because actually 6.44% with no fees, there is a fee attached to Coinbase. So I thought, do you know what? I'm going to take my Solana, consolidate into a couple of wallets. I know where it is. It's all together. And, you know, if the market rolls over and, you know, loads of kind of bad news comes out, I want to be swift with this stuff. I don't want to get stuck kind of waiting. And then it came up and it was like a fee. And then it was like, where are you sending it to? Who are you? What is it doing? I was like, oh, yeah. So I unstaked my AVAX as well. That's why. So, and I mean, it's like a week to get it unstaked. So yeah, I'm just going to move off Coinbase if I'm dead honest. And if I need to go back there to sell or whatever, then fine. That's what I'm doing. But yeah, I'm coming off it. Pretty much hold very little on that platform. I think you can stake AVAX on the ledger now. Yeah, I think so. I mean, I tried to stake it with Trader Joe, but it's price specific, price specific staking, which is really challenging in fairness. I just saw Triple V pumped all the base chain stuff. In my opinion, is kind of a scam inside traders. What's that? VVV? I don't even know what it is. I don't even know what it is. Oh, this white whale thing's dumping though. Come on, bro. You can tell I bought some. Like, it's pumped now for about the last month. The literal top, I think, was when I was like, oh, shall I buy some? Waited for the dip. Perfect enter, and it's just dumped ever since. Come on. Oh, dear. I built that Coinbase 2 weeks ago. Probably a smart decision in fairness. Like I said, that's kind of where I wanted to get to. And I'm going to post a few thoughts in the Discord group as to why I think it's maybe a good idea to do that. Okay. So that's kind of where we sit a little bit broader markets. Lots of whales exiting large positions, specifically leverage positions, which could play out, you know, I guess more importantly this week, good news. And we will sort of see where we get to. And then the big debate for this week, do you come out of gold and silver and go into Bitcoin? I think a lot will depend on when we get CPI, that inflation data that we're expecting to come in on Tuesday. Lots of people speaking tomorrow. Nothing super crazy, but let's see where we get to. This is kind of an interesting discussion. Okay, let's get into a couple of coins and let's sort of look at 2026. What are some of the big narratives that are coming down? What are the big things? Our lowest prediction for Bitcoin, 60. What did we say? 65? Between 65 and 72, I think was what we said. Hold on a minute. Just because I don't want to not be factual with what I've said. I think we did it on the weekly, didn't we? We did it on the weekly, which was the rollover from there to... No, hold on a minute. It was this way, wasn't it? It was the rollover from the... Yeah, from the 22 bottom to the top. So, yeah. So we said... Yeah, so between... Yeah, so... Super mega absolute. It's going to freaking zero. Between 56 and 69. My bear case, though, probably sits between 69 and 75. That's probably where I'm at right now. Dollars. That would be, right now, the 0.5 Fibonacci at 69,818. It's probably my worst case scenario would be there. But it could range between 56,000 if it was like super, you know, let's say something bad happened. Massive liquidation event. You know, Trump loses the midterms. They can't get any crypto positivity through. All that kind of stuff. Do you know what I mean? And loads of stuff gets rolled back on the market structure bill doesn't get through. And like all sorts of super bearish cases would be where that 56K ends up being in. Just FYI. So let's talk a little bit about a couple of coins that I think are good picks. Obviously, I'm going to start with one that I think is good news, right? Could you look at WIF, please, bud? Yes. Stick Kiko, I definitely will. I want to look at the memes as a whole because memes started to move a little bit today. I don't know where they're sitting right now, but XRP, look at this. Tokenized gold may be coming to XRP Ledger. Voice in the XRP community say the XRP Ledger is already ready for tokenized gold and silver. Tokenized gold is coming to the XRPL with validators like VET highlighting the strong technical fit. Now, again, we'll see if it happens. What's going on, Betamax? Good to see you, man. The creators party team from Aero dumped on day one. They rugged their own project. Wow. Yeah, I mean, memes are super volatile at the minute. I mean, I'm still in some from sort of buying over the course of the last couple of years. But XRP Ledger continues to expand, continues to grow. Loads of stuff coming with it. Loads of network upgrades coming as well, which is pretty exciting. So, you know, XRP for me with this BNY tokenization as well is a big deal. So many people sleeping on what's coming. So many people just like, well, it's going to zero and all this nonsense, right? Wait till the Ripple Bank comes in. I even talked about this earlier on. That massive FTC license in the UK is huge. I mean, it is big. As much as people maybe don't think it is a big deal, okay? So, you know, for me, XRP still sits as one of the good coins for this year, and I definitely think it's got some real momentum coming. I think we just need some more catalysts, which we've had, and I think the broader market needs to come with us, by the way. So I'm pretty excited about where XRP is going to go, and again, I'm talking about it most days. Lots of stuff in the deep dives of it, which is kind of good. Now, I know what you're all thinking. You have to be kidding me right now. Don't bring Ethereum into the mix, 2-bit. Man, I'm not even following Ethereum. Come on, bro. I still think Ethereum's got a good run to come, by the way. Loads of stuff. If you believe XRP Ledger's going to do good, then I think Ethereum is almost going to do as well because you've got loads of interwound opportunities. So tokenization on XRPL will also go to Ethereum as well. New upgrades come in. Dev team's gone. Yeah, do you know what? We probably need to start building some of this stuff because no one freaking cares. MoonDAO, they're distributing a ton of Ethereum as well, which is kind of a... But yeah, watch out. My opinion, Ethereum's going to be great this year. And what's interesting with Ethereum is no one even likes it anymore. They're like, bro, who cares about Ethereum? That's the time when people come in. That's when the time coming in. Isn't XRP just shit? Be lucky for it to go to 4 or 5. Bro, really, Johnny? Like, you're there. I mean, it's a really polarizing coin, which is kind of fun. So many people are like, it's literally worthless and it's going to zero. And so many people are like, it's going to $1 million. Mouse, what's going on, buddy? So, yeah, my view, by the way, you either... I don't necessarily think there's a narrative between, but yeah, I'm pretty bullish on XRP. I think when you look at what's been built on the infrastructure, and, you know, I've always been someone who's sort of talked about, don't look at the price. Like, if you focus on the price, you don't see what's coming at the sides, and I've sort of always been in that place, really. But yeah, Ethereum sentiment dropped to the levels akin to pre-2025 rallies. And again, analyst Quirvian signals unchanged ETH price stability proceeds. And actually, when you take a look at the Ethereum chart, it's still holding up pretty well. Look at this, holding on the 382 Fibonacci at 3072. And our support channel is still very much dialed in as well. I'm bullish on XRP, but yeah, 100%. I sold 5,000 of them at almost $3, was buying at 38. Nice, bro. Have you got any Tau in your portfolio? No. But I saw they got an ETF and loads of people are talking about it as well. XRP's like Marmite, 100% Tomato Pete, yeah. 100%. What is the BNY tokenization? Sorry, I'm late to the party. It's all good. So basically, what happened is the BMY is obviously, BMY Miller, the massive banking structure, and they have, they're essentially working with XRP in terms of bringing more tokenization to their network. Let me see if I can find you the article. I did a video on it yesterday, but yeah, the fact is you've got tokenized deposits. So they basically want to transact or move their banking infrastructure on chain and use XRPL for it. Like, it's pretty big. I mean, if it plays off, like, this could be like the biggest catalyst you get. But yeah, tokenized deposits for institutional clients. Like, it's pretty crazy if you think about it. So these could be things like people wanting to get into ETFs. These could be things like people just wanting to hold loads of money. So lots of banks lots of companies put money in like holding accounts with banks, right? The banks will say, we'll give you like 2% and we'll just hold on it. They go buy whatever it is, right? The whole banking sector, my opinion of it, by the way. I think XRP is going to retest 2 and then it begins. I think 2 is probably a good shout. But yeah, again, it'll also support in terms of CBDCs. So, build outs for countries, companies. And when you say, well, what do you mean CBDCs? Look at this. JPM coin is coming, by the way. And this is going to Canton Network, which is another coin I want to talk about. But yeah, I think when you sort of get into this XRPL stuff, it's going to be pretty tasty, in my opinion. So loads of good news. And like I said, the chart right now on XRP 205, holding the 20-day exponential moving average, still like Bitcoin above this downward sloping trend line. We are still in the breakout. Again, we retested this at 204.39 and bounced. However, it's a pretty painful move. So we are sort of giving back some of those gains, which we, kind of don't really want to be in that place. But we'll see. DG, what's going on, buddy? Good to see you, man. Welcome him. Hope you do well. XRP will be number one day. It's ready to blow up in the future, I believe. Anyway, let's hope so, Marky Mark. I'm down for it, by the way. Down for it. Just a quick reminder, by the way, if you haven't already hit the like button and if you haven't already hit the subscribe button, then please consider doing so. Also, don't forget, link to our Discord is in the bio and in our description down below. You can get in there. So do check it out, please. That'd be great. XRP is one of the only real adoption potentials. 10 years later, it's still not moving. Must be soon. Yeah, well, exactly. I think lots of people are in that place, are there? You're either like bullish or you hate it. I don't think there's really an in-between. So yeah, okay. JP Morgan, by the way, let's talk about Canton Network. So you guys know that we sort of touched on this a little bit on the channel. You guys were banging on about this for ages. Yeah, DG's on TikTok. Yeah. Banging on about Canton Network for ages. I jumped in. I took a little trade on it. I'm out of that trade, by the way, but it's been running quite well today. Up 11%. Lots of excitement. Why? Well, because you got JP Morgan launching the JPM coin on Canton Network, right? Pretty bullish. JP Morgan's Kinex is expanding JPM coin to the Canton Network following its launch on Ethereum Layer 2 network base, right? Great news. Canton Network is attracting major financial institutions, including Franklin Templeton and DTCC, while the native CC token surged 82% in the past month. Now, it's still below those kind of peaks that we were touching on the other day. We sort of rallied this up, but I mean, structure here on Canton looks pretty good in fairness. And this today is a nice move. Now, watch for tomorrow, in my opinion. But yeah, certainly a very, very bullish move, as is XCM, by the way. And some of you guys were asking about that. Yeah, DG, yeah, exactly. Yeah, we took, I took a reasonably good trade on, man, what did I get in at? I can't remember. I showed you guys it. It was like a 50-60% return or something like that. It was a pretty nice trade in fairness. But yeah, that was a good trade. But yeah, I like it. And I think, a lot of people are kind of in a world of, is it going to do anything or not? I mean, I would never go on an 11% pump, by the way. I'd definitely wait and see. But the fact that it's integrating with JP Morgan probably tells you two things. One, it's a pretty solid coin and definitely has some potential. And two, JP Morgan want to get way deeper into crypto than they're letting on, which I think is also hilarious as well. So, when we were talking about at the start of the stream, what would be some of the catalysts to sort of drive a bull market this year? Well, it's stuff like this, isn't it? Banking sector, Bank of America getting involved with XRP and telling people to put 4% of their portfolios into the crypto market. Franklin Templeton starting to come into the markets. You also got BNY now. Like, loads of banks are coming in. Like, it's kind of wild. Monero XMR is now in price discovery, just hit all-time high. Yeah, I saw that. It's like $500 or something. Which is wild. We wrote that off. Cryptovarius, what's going on, bro? Man, is Monero... Oh, Monero's a top 15 coin. That is insane. What? Holy smokes. Yeah, Monero's come out of nowhere. $534. Monero could go top 10, which is even crazier, actually. But yeah, I think this whole privacy thing's going to be a pretty big deal. But yeah. And then XCN is obviously skyrocketing once again. Might be an opportunity again. You're not in price discovery, but you're way above any kind of key metrics. You maybe look for a retest of the 200-day exponential moving average there at 897, maybe. I mean, right now, though, something that's done 17% after that move. It could go again. I mean, I haven't seen any kind of super crazy news about it, though. XCN, let's see if there's anything crazy. I haven't seen anything, no. Onyx price prediction. Yeah, chart shows more upside left in the tank. I mean, maybe, but I feel like maybe I saw something about it, but anyway, but yeah, pretty bullish on that one, by the way, and certainly making it move. Too big Venice token. It's probably because Zcash issue. Well, the Zcash thing, loads of people are like, is Zcash done? Now, if you remember, we did a full fundamental breakdown of Zcash. We spent nearly half of one of the shows. Sabrina, what's going on? The XRP queen in the house. DG says I'm short in Chili's. Nice. If you remember, we did a full analysis on Zcash. I think it was like here somewhere, wasn't it? It was like up here somewhere. We did a full analysis of it. Broke down the coin, the contract, who was behind it. And we were like, yeah, I think Zcash is donezo. Remember, it was probably around this time, actually. And it's been, it's had a little pump and stuff, all the rest of it. But yeah, we pretty much called the decline of Zcash about probably, a month ago? Maybe 6 weeks ago, something like that. Venice token rub day one, don't buy it. Wow, inside traders. They had to deal with the list on Coinbase day one, rugged it, and you should never imagine it having a real world use case. Venice coin, I've never even heard of it. Never even heard of it, by the way. Always correct. How did I miss that? Yeah, that Monero as well. So yeah, Zcash we definitely caught. So yeah, maybe. Well, do we have Monero on here? Did I put it on here? Let's XMR. Let's get Monero in and let's keep an eye on what's going on with it. Market cap. I don't want to see shorts. I just want to see it. There we go. Let's put it here. Look. 533. Let's put it in. We're gonna have to set up a new privacy bit here for some of these coins that we've got. By the way, right here we go. Let's put it there. Let's do Canton Network down. Man, yeah, privacy is it's like the hot narrative, in my opinion. ZAC will struggle. Yeah, I think you mean Zcash. I think, but yeah, pretty interesting. On all of that. Right, this is one thing that I think we need to be mindful of this week, by the way. Safeguarding Venezuelan oil revenue for the good of the American and Venezuelan people. So many of you will have not known. Trump had that meeting on Friday with loads of oil executives. Something we need to be mindful of this week, by the way. We definitely could see real volatility in the markets as market opens. What's interesting, by the way, is where he talks about what's going on with it, and equally how this is kind of it. I mean, he's talking about Cuba today, which is kind of definitely not good. But anyway, unless licensed or otherwise authorized pursuant to this order, an attached judgment, decree, lien, execution, garnishment, or the judicial process prohibited and shall be deemed null and void with respect to the foreign government deposit funds. Basically, you can't buy oil from Venezuela unless Trump tells you you can. All right, which is pretty insane if you think about it. This order actually take pursuant to the order that shall apply, notwithstanding any previously issued executive orders. So it's like whatever's been decreed before, you're not having it. All right, that's kind of that is the Trump stance when it comes to oil. So we definitely need to kind of keep a very close eye on this and how this plays out over the course of the week. We'll see what some of the oil prices come down. I mean, oil futures are up, so expecting a tick up in price of oil, which, maybe bad news. We'll have to see. We'll take a look at the pre-markets, like we said, in a little bit and see. I mean, it's a bit early still, but we're interested in the Asia pre-markets. That's why we want to sort of attest a little bit of time to it. However, an interest of mine up 9%. So hard to take them off. Nice. Bro, I like it. Yeah, but imagine how many people are trapped. On what's that for? Oh, the base chain. I mean, look, Ethereum layer 2s, I think, will probably have another pretty good run, really. But yeah, we'll have to kind of, we will have to see. Right, oil. We should probably move oil, actually. Can I move two at once? Oh, I can. Bullish. Let's move oil to stocks. There we go. We'll see what bonds look like when we open tomorrow. What's that one? ETFs, Magnificent 7. Okay, we don't care. That Qs, we need to put up here as well. Okay, let's put the Qs up here. All right, cool. Cool. All right, good. Good. Okay, so Ethereum, done that. Just FYI, by the way, BlackRock not doing anything, which tells us that that it was probably good old Wintermute that were dumping some coins and moving liquidity around. You know, we saw that little bit of capitulation in the market. So I'm not going to stress too much. We'll keep a close eye. I think maybe we'll start to see that come through and potentially see BlackRock positioning for them. Let me bring this up here on this screen. Just a random question, by the way. I don't know if you guys have seen this. Google Chrome has changed the home button to a reload this page button. Does anyone know how I can change that? What's your thoughts on silver? I personally think it's going to roll over. The debate is what price. I think it will roll over, and I think the silver market, I'm not going to say it's going to collapse, but I think it will come down, and I think that's maybe the opportunity we want to get for risk on, but the debate is what price. Fat Sonic reckons it goes to $100 and then maybe rolls over. So yeah, I mean, at the minute, it's moving up, and you know, people are still getting involved in it, so it's a bit like, well, whatever that's happening, crack on, innit? That's my view. Crack on. Martin Obi in the house. Hi, all, everyone. Hope everyone had a great weekend. Yeah, all good, mate. With a bit of luck, oil will dump and everyone piles into crypto. Let's hope so, Mouse. Yeah. Let's hope so, hey? Let us hope so. Okay. That's what I wanted to look at. Yeah, so here you go. Look, so you can see a little bit of moving around. I just think it's a liquidity move. I'm less convinced of manipulation. I know everyone just screams manipulation from these exchanges, but I'm less convinced about it. I think it's repositionment of liquidity, which maybe drives initial price pushes down. But yeah, anyway, does anyone know how you change it from reload the page back to clicking the home? But it's super annoying that it's just that it's there. It's like I can't change it back. It's really, really annoying. And I don't know how to do it. Oh, excuse me. Customize Chrome. It's not that. Right, anyway, let's go to... you just have to remember then what page you want to go on, which is even more annoying, by the way. Even more annoying. Right, what was I... Can you look at WIF? Oh, yeah, of course I can. Yeah, I forgot. Let me just really quickly... I was going to... Give me about 45 seconds, and I'll move my phone and you can see what's going on with it. Okay, so let me just see what... So we are... So 27.90 on ETF outflows. Was that Friday? Yeah, I think it was actually. We need to kind of see where that goes. Okay, let's take a look at some memes then, just because it's fun. And let's start with WIF. I mean, WIF had a nice little move the other day, didn't it? Went from 2.6 all the way up, wicked to 50 cents. Now, the problem we got with WIF, and hold on a minute, TikTok. Come over here. Come over here, TikTok. Can you see that? There's the WIF chart for you. And you can see TikTok chat as well. Sorry, you can see... hold on a minute. Where is it? There's YouTube chat, look. Okay. The challenge you got a little bit with WIF here, we've talked about that. You've definitely got, you've got definitely a macro downtrend, and we didn't break it here at this point. So you'd argue that WIF is still bearish. I mean, look at this. Retest and failed, retest and failed, retest and failed. So, at the minute, where do you get to with WIF? It's got to break this upward sloping trend line, right? Or this downward sloping trend line, but break it to the upside. So you could get this bounce here off the 50-day exponential moving average, where you're looking for 40 cents if you wanted to see a nice breakout. Now, look, it's good that we got this move here. This is definitely a positive, but yeah, downward trend line, downward sloping trend line, potentially with that break. The difference you've got here is this is just super boring, isn't it? It's not doing anything, but break above this line, that's what you're looking for on WIF. Outside of that, definitely macro downtrend. Pump, talked about this the other day and said, look out. I think Pump's definitely going to be interesting. Remember what we said? Break the 20-day exponential moving average. Short-term momentum could see us move up on Pump. It's done exactly what we said. In fact, it retested the 50 and then got rejected, but it's still holding this 20-day exponential moving average. So, if we get the market move, we could be on the go zone. If you remember, we put this green dotted line on. I haven't touched it. Obviously, people think I'm must think going and mess around with it. But look at this respect to this level. So what you can then say is a break of here. If we break the 50-day and this dotted green line, which historically is resistance and support, then you're definitely probably going to get a little bit more upside momentum here on Pump. So keep your eyes on it. Look at this. Even when you go in the 4-hour, look how much it's respecting this resistance line here. So break above this green dotted line. That's at 25.03, by the way. May give you a little bit more upside. The one that people really want to know about, Pepe, the one that hurts my feelings every time I look at the charts, is certainly going to come lower. All right, I think, unless we get a market change, 5-6, watch out for that. Given most of the gains up, if you think about this move was what 43%, and we're already down 20%. So again, lost key support. Look at this as well. This is not what you want to see. Bearish divergence coming in here on the 20 and the 50 day. And the RSI MACD trend at the bottom here is definitely not playing out anywhere near where we want to see it. All right. So yeah, Pepe looks a little bit naff. And Bonk, similar position. So the two move together, really. When we get good news, then we're fine. But yeah, for me right now, pumps one to keep an eye out for, definitely. I think that could be a pretty tasty one for sure. Kiko says, so I'm long since New Year's Eve and got in at 0.27. Should I close or could we go up? What was that one on? Sorry. I don't know what the coin was. What was the coin? QNTV. I don't know what that is. Clips UK. Oh, sorry. You're on whiff. All right. Yeah. So you got in at 2.7. Should I close or could we go up? I mean, it's a difficult one to kind of say, really, isn't it? I think at the minute, you're on some key resistance lines. So if you look on the 4-hour chart, potentially going to break the 50, which could send you back down to 36 cents. My view with anything is, depending on what you got in, what your price was, where your P&L sits, there's nothing wrong with taking a little bit of money off the table, right? This market is crazy. And if you don't take your profits, the market will take them back, right? It doesn't care about your feelings. It just takes the money back. So there's an argument for both cases is what I would say. Whether we get there is a bigger debate, isn't it? I'm so sad I closed my longs from New Year's Eve. I saw Venezuela being bombed. Well, I mean, I could see that. I could definitely see that as well. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I hope JP doesn't launch their own coin. It's already out, Fat Sonic. It's already out. The JPM coin's already out. They've had it for years, though. They've just had their own network. What's interesting is they've moved to, they were on the base chain. I feel like they were on Ethereum layer 1 at one point as well. But yeah, Canton Network they've moved to is kind of wild. I mean, Canton Network could be an interesting one. Certainly could be an interesting one. If you think it's got some more gains to give, then yeah, might not be the worst decision in the world. However, you're going to kind of wait and see. Mark says that's on Texit Coin TXC. It looks terrible to me and trying to find a friend out, going a big on it. I need some wise 2-bit opinion on what TXC. Let's see it. Let's bring it up. Let's bring it up. I'm down for taking a look at charts. If you guys got any coins you want to take a look at, by all means, let us know. We'll take a look. Also, if you got any thoughts and opinions, then let me know as well. Just like V10 says, I'm getting tired of this. Yeah, I know how you're feeling, bro. I know how you're feeling. It is hard yards being a crypto investor right now. It really is. Like, it really is. It should have all been good. It isn't. It's all Goblin Town. Look at VVV. Okay. So what? Oh my God, what is this? What is this? Texit coin. $59 million market cap. 321k in volume. It's on Mexi, and that's about it. Gianluca, what's going on, bro? Welcome in. Look at VV. Okay, yeah, we'll definitely look at it for sure. I never heard about the JP coin stuff. Sneaky. Oh, mate, honestly, they've been at it for ages. JP Morgan's way deeper into crypto than they'll ever let on. Ever let on. Because they can't. Jamie Dimon's been in that, that stance of anti-Bitcoin. Well, in fairness, it's probably not true, actually. He's not anti-Bitcoin. He doesn't see the intrinsic value of it, and he certainly is anti everything else. I think that's a fair assumption. But yeah, so what is your debate on this one, Mark Noby? Sorry, that's on. It looks terrible to me. I'm trying to talk a friend out of going big on it. All right, okay, yeah, it looks awful. Yeah, there's no way on this earth I'd be buying this. Look at it, like, I mean, I don't know what this is here. This just looks like an absolute disaster, but. I mean, it's not far from launch price. Like, I mean, unless it's got some insane catalyst. But look at that. Like, look at it. Who the hell would buy that? It's insane. Yeah, definitely. In my very humble opinion, would I be going into this? Absolutely not. All-time high was $59.92, which tells you that it was like super macro manipulated. Where's it saying now? 93 cents, so maybe $1. But I don't know what this green spike is. No idea. Yeah, I don't even know what it is. I honestly don't know what it is. I mean, I can't open the website because it tells me the website's dodgy. So yeah, not for me. Definitely not for me, I don't think, unfortunately. So yeah, not one for me. Okay, let's close this down. Ethereum, JP Morgan, Wintermute, we don't care about. Canton Network, we've discussed. I mean, look, XMR is just absolutely losing its mind. Like, what the heck is this? White paper is next. A white Pepe is next. Tippy, did you hear you write XC? No. Canton Network. Canton Network and JP Morgan. Yeah, I mean, XMR, like, holy crap, Monero. I think I had some Monero at some point. Ages ago, though. Wow, they're saying it's the official coin of the state of Texas. Is it? I mean, that'd be news to me if it is. That'd be news to me. I've definitely not heard that. What's going on, Hunter? Good to see you, man. Welcome in. Yeah, I mean, Monero is absolutely like stomping up right now. Stomping. Why did XRP dump? I mean, the whole market's having a little bit of a sell-off right now, which the debate is why, and that's the hardest thing to answer, isn't it? But I wonder, so many times on the lives, I can't pick people's comments out. It's super annoying. I can see a comment, Risky Sneaky, by the way, but I can't click it. But yeah, I mean, look, everything's kind of taking a bit of a breather right now. I mean, XRP's down 1.2, 206, BTC 95.85. So the problem you've got is people are just not cool where the markets are. I mean, look at the fear and greed index, for example. You've got really uncomfortable markets right now. People are just like, who would trade this market when I go and buy gold or go buy, commodities and just have the protection of it being under the SEC regulation? The big bit, oh, thanks, Casey, man. The big bit is the market structure bill on Thursday. That's the one we need to be mindful of. That's the one that might change everything. Because it could just pass straight away, goes to the Senate, and boom, like, here we go. Market structure bills, let's get it, baby. It's very unlikely, but, for me, that's the big one. And I talked about it in my video where you break down kind of what's about to change and I guess kind of ultimately what can change. If you're interested, by the way, head over to youtube.com/2bitcrypto. You can find it there. Look, here is the video and here's the market structure bill video. So go and check this one out. It's definitely worthwhile your time, in my opinion. Well, there, grab a channel membership, all that good stuff. I won't get into the Discord, but yeah, that's there's a lot of info in that particular video that talks about why this market structure bill is going to be important. All right. So, yeah, get ready. Okay. JPM coin was Onyx turned into Kinetics. It's not the XCN that we know. There you go. People have answered their pants with the crypto at the moment. Yes, that's true. Anytime the price stays similar, they get ready to liquidate the longs. Yeah, Marky Mark. I still have Jupiter. Yeah, I still have it. I wouldn't say it's the biggest bag I've got. I did unstake it, and I don't know if I should probably put it back, but yeah, I'm kind of bullish on Jupe. They've got a big opportunity. I just didn't like the fact they removed the bigger staking rewards. And obviously what they did say was you were going to get this big launch pad. Loads of coins were going to come out of it. And they just sort of haven't really. I mean, if you look at the actual Dupe protocol. It's actually, like, I like it. I do like it. But yeah, it just sort of hasn't really sort of done what we thought it was going to do, which is, give us some real good optimism and sort of all these launch pads that were going to go up and launch and everywhere. We just sort of didn't really get anything, to be honest. And everything's gone way more trade focused as opposed to sort of, obtain the network and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, I do, like I say, I still hold it. Again, the airdrops were kind of pretty good, but yeah, I'm just kind of seeing where we get to with it. Hopefully we get a bit more, there's loads of stuff to it. I mean, it's big. Like, if you think about it, this should be kind of up there as a big, the kind of Uniswap style things, but, it just sort of hasn't really got there in the end. So mine was getting stain. Yeah, I could see that. Jump on Radium and Drift. I mean, yeah, it's holding the 20-day exponential on the daily. Again, if we get market movements, then fine. Also, we get to, man, Pendle's going crazy as well. Look at Pendle, 6.5% on the move today. Man, loads of these kind of privacy, AI, tech coins are skyrocketing right now. That's wild, isn't it? Magic Greg says, just open up a long position on White Whale. Interesting. 1631, $163 million markup cap right now. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, yeah, interesting. We'll see. Pendle is cheap now. Yeah, I like Pendle. I like the aggregator it's got, in fairness. Fetch AI, someone talked to us about that. That's breakdowns on the, I can't speak. That's broken up on the daily as well. So yeah, some of these coins are going wild right now. XMR, Canton Network, XCN, Fetch is up decent. Jasmine still holding up in the 9s. Is Tezos still going? I mean, it probably is. I mean, I don't think anyone really stops their coins, do the Tezos? God knows what it's doing though. 56 cents, down another 3.8%. Doesn't look like it's doing a lot if it is. Doesn't look like it's doing a lot. Casey, what are you doing? What? Yeah, I mean, that's definitely not super great if you ask me. But But again, you never know. You never know. Maybe it starts to move to the upside. Maybe we get some positive news. We will see. All right. We will see. Thanks. I don't think anyone's ever said that to me in my life, but yeah, I'll take it. I'll take it. We've looked at Jasmine, haven't we? If you guys want to take a look at any coins, by the way, let us know. Any questions you guys have had, let me know as well. You know, this is your time in the show, by the way. So, you know, you got questions, you got opinions, you got thoughts, you got views, whatever. Oh, thanks, Casey. Man, you're just crushing the moderator thing. Like, you literally are just making it absolutely happen. So thanks, mate. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Momo. Man, is it still going? Any thoughts on Flare? I like Flare Network. I do. I think the price is undervalued, unfortunately, and not really doing much. Man, Aerodrome APR. See, I might unstake Aerodrome soon. 7.86 APR right now is awful on Aerodrome. So I may unstake my Aerodrome in the end and just move that off there as well because, yeah, I've earned $12. It's probably over the course of about 4 weeks. I'm just having a look now, see what was on there. So at this point, all those altcoins are memes, so I'm going for the real memes. I mean, that's a fair shout. That's a fair shout. What is it called? White pepper. Let me bring it up on here. White pepper. I mean, I can see a white pepper that's negative 96%. I'm sure it's not that one, but did it launch a day ago? Is it that one? No, it can't be. It's got $7 in liquidity. It can't be that. I need the contract address. What's good on Cheese? Good to see you, man. Welcome in. Welcome in. Curtis, are you in the live? I can speak rather than type it instead of be easier. Curtis, let me know if you're in the live stream. To have a look at your AI. Okay. 660k market cap. I know Man United have partnership with Tezos, I guess. I thought it was ages ago. I thought it was ages ago that they partnered with Tezos, maybe. Thoughts on Aura? Yeah, I just got it. It's not me. Like, I don't even have them turned on, so I don't know why you're getting them. I don't think anyone else is getting them, by the way. I'd be really surprised. Just dead quick, for anyone that's in the live stream, do you keep getting adverts pop up? Because they're not turned on, Curtis. I could turn them on, but they're not. I purposely don't have them on for the live streams. So I don't know why you would be getting it. That doesn't make any sense. So it's literally a setting that you can pick, where it says like, do you want to roll, mid-roll, or ads? And I've got it literally set as no. So I don't know why it's coming up, to be honest. Yeah, yeah. I thought it did. Yeah. I thought it did. Pump due my scam text going live. What? Pump due my scam text going live. I don't know what that means. But yeah, it's literally a setting. Create highlights. So insert ad. It's like something I click, but it don't turn you off, just the chat. I don't know. Honestly, it's definitely not me that's doing it. Definitely not me. And so I don't know why. I mean, I'll take a look. I'll take a look after the stream, but yeah, I don't know. But it's you shouldn't get it in fairness, but yeah. White Pepper pumped 2 million back in 200k, now at 600k. Okay, let me see if I can find it. Let's have a look. But yeah, I don't know why it would turn the chart off as well. I have no idea, in fairness. Right, White Pepper. What's it at right now? 660k market cap. On Solana. I take a screenshot. No, it's just check. Yeah. Yeah, do that. Is it this one here? Must be. Is it this one, I'm assuming? Oh, no, it's got no liquidity, though. So it can't be this one. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. It's super confusing right now. Super confusing right now. I can't find it. I can't find it, in fairness. I'd need the contract address. Aura. Who was asking about Aura? Curtis, send me a screenshot. Yeah, let me have a look at it and see what's going on, because it shouldn't be. Aura, I mean, it's just going down, isn't it? I don't think I would touch this one either. I don't think I would touch it personally. Aura, please, brother. Chart jumped crazy last year. None talked about it. All right, I'm assuming it's here then. Yeah, so 11th of June. So why did it do that? Because the problem you've got is it's dumped ever since then. So was it a deliberate, was it a deliberate manipulation event maybe? Oh man, I have no idea why that comes up, Curtis. That's wild. Okay, I'll have a look at it. But I don't think that's me. But I will take a look at it for sure, mate, after the live stream, definitely. Too many copycats out there, even for a brand new coin. Yeah, there's a lot. I can't see the address, unfortunately. Put the last 4 digits in and leave a space between each one of them. I'll be able to see it that way. I'll be able to see it that way. Daniel says, just watch the ad. Or it is, Trash, there's a new one called Dora. All right, there you go. I mean, I mean, this certainly, unless it's got some crazy, reason, it definitely doesn't feel particularly super great right now. Right. Let's see what's White Whale doing. Oh, it's here, look. 1621. Come on, bro. Come on. Oh, yeah, I think I got in I probably got in about this sort of price, really. You can tell, look, it's like done nothing, and then literally the 2 biggest red candles of its entire life. At the moment I buy into it. We're in a simulation. It's all against me. What the heck? Jasmine. Oh yeah, we looked at Jasmine earlier. Look here. Holding the 100 exponential moving average on the daily candle. Nice break above this. Jasmine looks great, by the way, actually. I want to see it push on a little bit further now. Keep this 20-day exponential coming up. Look at the volume difference coming in. RSI, MACD, money flow, trending in the right direction. Yeah, Jasmine looks good right now. I can't see it, Tim. Why can I not see it? Oh, there it is. I got it. Yeah, it's fine. Oh, man. I need to change that, actually. Make sure I can actually see it. Right. Got it. Wow. I mean, there is a lot of these. Holy smokes. What? Which one is it? Market cap. Liquidity. Let's go with the biggest liquidity one. This one at the top. Okay, this one. Yeah, this is it. I mean, it's pumping back up, down 50%, 700k market cap. Volume is a milli, so yeah, volume's not horrendous. I mean, if it sustains this move, it doesn't feel like. Let's go on the 1 hour chart. What's it doing at the 1 hour? Well, it's kind of started this move, but yeah, I mean, maybe. Yeah, I just lost it. I should have double checked more. It's overbought, low volume. MACD was bearish. Always check the charts in Discord first. Oh, is that what it brought up? Oh, did you? I love it, Craig. Love it. See, absolute value, and it's $6 a month. Why would people not? Why would people not want to do that, bro? I love it. Oh, you actually did run the bot as well. Nice. Yeah, that's great. And so what? Well, I mean, look at that. Yeah, so. Interesting. I like your style, Craig. So Craig looked at the White Whale. It came up with what? Oversold on that. Bollinger Bands near lower. It also brought you above. MACD bearish crossover mode. Red parabolic SAR bearish. TD sequential 3 down. RSI divergence none. So yeah, it's kind of going, well, wait for it to go down a little bit further. Did you put it in there? No, you can click the chart as well. You can actually take a look at it. I mean, not that it really makes a difference, but. Yeah, but I ran the ball after I checked the chart and put the long on. Well, I mean, you never know. It's a meme coin at the end of the day, so it may end up surprising a lot of people. It may not, but let's hope it does, hey? Let's hope it goes to the freaking moon. Let's hope it goes to the moon. All right. Well, TikTok, at least we got back over 1,000 views, which is kind of nice. Feels like TikTok's back, albeit there's only about 16, 17 people in it. I never know if people actually want to see the charts or not. By the way, guys, I don't know if you saw, but you can actually now be a full community member. If you're a member of the channel, you can give your opinions, views, and everything else live on our channel. Simply go to youtube.com/2bitcrypto. Here you go to the homepage, click visit community, and you can post, interact, keep your thoughts and opinions and all of that sort of stuff. Again, here, look, you can come over here and you can post whatever you want. You can see Robert Dover there posting away. You get all the latest from me as well. you know, which is kind of good stuff. So, man, 38 people said edited structured video with cuts. You guys like that? 47% of you are like, hey, give us this one. What are the comments? Who commented? Griffs, love the ad-lib random structure, in my opinion. I enjoy both. I think, it might not be. Thanks for that. It came on the back of what you said, actually. Momo gonna fly. Shiba first female dog. Let's take a look at it. Yeah, can Fairground. Yeah, sorry, mate. I'm sort of trying to jump between the two. So, yeah, apologies. Apologies, mate. But, yeah, I can see it. Can you flip the camera around and show the charts and you at the same time? So I need to try and do that, but I mean, I can, but it's because of where it is. I need to find a way of running TikTok live on my computer that will also stream into OBS and run them two together. Whenever I've tried to stream the same thing here, it comes up and says this isn't original content and is like it yeets me out. So yeah. Anyway, I'll have to have a look at it for sure and see what we can do with it. Because I think it would be good if you just had me at the bottom of it and then like the charts that I was looking at the top. I'll have to try and find a way to do it. I'm not really sure how. Momo. Here we go. Look, it's up 11% on the day. Where's it at right now? 5.73 milli market cap. I bet it's. I mean, in fairness. In fairness, it's kind of doing something. I don't know where it sits on the. Oh, okay. Yeah. Shine, what's going on, buddy? Welcome in. Lots going on behind the curtains for this week. Yeah, loads for this week. Lots of stuff going on this week. Big week, actually. You've got loads of people speaking on Monday. That could give us a view of the markets. That'd be pretty interesting. CPI comes in on Tuesday. Big day for us. CPI is coming in. Inflation rates, core inflation, and everything else. PPI on Wednesday. Oh, no. What's that going to be? Pretty interesting as we sort of see where that goes. Initial jobless claims coming in on Thursday, as well as the Philly Fed with lots of stuff going on there. Bostic speaking on there as well. Friday, not so much, but yeah, big week ahead for us. Lots of stuff. I think there's some earnings calls as well this week. But the two big ones, PPI, CPI, I mean, that could, you know, kind of make it happen. Also, it could, the market structure bill as well could be pretty interesting as well. Not let me turn on notification bell. Oh, James, what the heck? Bro, come on. Turn that notification bell on. Can't miss it. So the only thing I can do on here is do something with the cameras, but I can't remember what it is now. I can't remember. Oh, is it this one? Enhanced sound effects. Dual. I think it's this. Circle. Yeah, it's like this, look. Like this. So I could do, hold on a minute. There. But it, like you guys just won't be able to see me. I can't, I'd have to be like, ooh. It'd have to be like here. And just, it's just all a bit weird, isn't it, really? It's all a bit weird. So yeah, I don't know. Oh, you can see, oh my God, what am I doing here? What am I doing? Why is the camera gone weird? Flip the camera, bro. There we go. I need to kind of get it so that it's on my, it's on like the computer. That I need to just do that really. Gotta go. Always good to pass by. Keep up the good work. Thanks, man. I appreciate you stopping by. For sure. For sure. Okay. We have a look at the pre-markets. Let's take a look at the pre-markets. Let's just bring Bitcoin. Oops, I did not mean to do that. Let's bring Bitcoin up here on the hourly. Let's just, we're in the hourly or 30 minute. Let's go on the 30 minute. And just, let's just see what BTC is doing. And then let me just sort this out down here as well, because that needs a little bit of a reorganization. There we go. There we go. Yeah, I don't know why it wouldn't let you do that. So let's bring up the pre-market and get a bit of a view here. So what have we got? The Dow looks up. Wow, US markets actually look like they're going to be pretty good. S&P up. NASDAQ. The Russell is probably a bigger indicator than I think a lot of people give credit to. We have the Russell on here, don't we? Again, is pumping. So again, this is an indication, by the way, of risk on, right? The Russell is a risk on measure. So, you know, hopefully that tells us that we've got a bit more upside potentially to come, right? As some of you guys suddenly buying white whales, why is it moving into the upside? Is it? I thought you said you were in a long though. You said you're in a long, right? Polish. Yeah, so pre-market data we've got there. The one we're interested in, Asia Pacific, sorry. We've got, everything's green actually. So man, lots of markets feel optimistic. DG, thank you so much, man. I'll be in touch, yeah. We should definitely do some, once I can kind of work out how to collab. If you're about Wednesday, Vern and I will be live on Wednesday after this show. Tune in. It'd be ace to get you on the show as well. Be ace to get you in. This week is definitely going to be pretty interesting. But yeah, pre-markets look optimistic. So, maybe there's a view here that they're like, man, markets might be bullish this week. Less liquidity volatility, man, that's a mouthful. May then see markets push. I mean, we'll have to see. Asia's going to be the big one that we see open. I mean, Bitcoin futures right now look positive-ish. So yeah, Bitcoin futures look positive. Where's the old CME gap? Anyone care? Where do we need to go to? 4 hour. Is there a CME gap? Well, not really. I mean, there's a little bit in there, but I lost long because it started going beyond my loss, and now suddenly it's pumping. Ah, sorry. Right. Okay, I see. Yeah, you got liquidated to the downside. What's going on, Vern? Good to see you, man. Welcome in. Just letting everyone know that we're live on Wednesday. Don't forget, Vern and I are back. The boys are back in town. Boys are back in town. Vern's back in town. CNBC. Yeah, for the pre-markets, it's fine, though. Pre-market data is like pretty standard. If you look at it everywhere, it's pretty much the same. Where else have we looked at it at? We've looked at it on investing.com. We can take a look at it on here. Look, I think it's pretty much the same in fairness. Pre-markets on the stocks. You can see there, look, Nvidia looks like it's going to be man. Vistra Energy, man, they must be like an oil company. They're wild. Wild, bro. Can we get like commodities up? It's all still loading, but anyway. Thanks for the donut, bro. Love it. Love your style. Okay, right. Yeah, white whale is moving a little bit, which is kind of nice. It's kind of bullish. I'm kind of bullish. Hopefully you are bullish as well. Thanks, Vern. Thanks for the Katrina, whatever they are. Right, let's hope it. Okay, let's, BTC on a little bit of a sell-off right now. So, yeah, markets are pretty wild. Who would have thought this? In the last, like, I mean, look at that. Like, bosh. Let's, real quick before we get, oh, what have I just typed there? Like, let's bring this up. Let's bring this up, actually, so we can just see. Let's do it on the spot market. Okay. Yeah, so here we go. So this is BTC. Do you guys want to see it? Yeah. Is Zebek the 2000 Twix? I mean, Zebek might be. I mean, I quite like Zebek. I'm not gonna lie. I'm just not trading it and haven't, I sold all my Zebek a while back, but there you go. Can you guys see that all right? I don't know if you can see that really, but I mean, it's not great, is it? In fairness, that's not great. I'm just looking at another screen, but that's the order book for BTC right now. So yeah, we want to see lots of green coming in. That's the buys. It must be futures that are being a bit tasty with this. Then let's take a look at the futures contracts. So we've got that 90,600. So yeah, so we're definitely seeing a little bit of a push down. By the way, they need to clear all the longs they've built up while the price did nothing over the weekend. Yeah, maybe. Let's really quickly just look at liquidation events. Where's the market sitting right now? So yeah, I mean, 100 million in liquidations is very, very little over the weekend, isn't it? That is super quiet. But yeah, momentum definitely feels a little bit downside. Don't forget, futures prices are slightly different to spot prices, but I just think volume's terrible, isn't it? Everything's just super quiet and not really doing a lot. Some pretty heavy liquidations though out there right now for the day. Others is the interesting one. So it's been all like, memes, Fartcoin, XMR. There's a bit of liquidations coming in. K Pepe, whatever that is. I see that everywhere, actually. Is that just traditional Pepe? Maybe it is. Maybe it is. So, look, my view is that if we can go into, we when was the last time we came into the weekend, or came out of the weekend at a relatively flat price point? I mean, I feel like that hasn't happened for ages, right? So Sunday, this is last Sunday. That Sunday there was a marginal gain, and then we absolutely, we wicked all the way up and then dumped to oblivion on that Monday. Sunday. So yeah, I mean, generally lower volume. When was the last time we were red on a Sunday? Here, weren't we? And we dumped hard on a Monday. Oh my God. Man, liquidations are going wild right now. There must be some, what's going on? Yeah, look at this. Look at this. Some pretty big volatility coming in this market right now. Some pretty big volatility, which is kind of wild if you think about it. Sunday evenings, extreme volatility. So BTC is 100% tapping 89k to get rid of the longs. Maybe, yeah. Maybe. I mean, there's definitely there's definitely a bit of a push down going on right now. Look. Definitely 90,385 on BTC. That was a strong set of buys on some nice little futures contracts coming in there. But yeah, look at that on the 5 minute, 15 minutes, just a big old wick down. There's clearly some either big liquidation events or some big sell-offs came in, all sorts. You know, the usual. Just another typical day in the crypto market, isn't it? You know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? It's like, what? Bro. Broski. Right. Very, very red week loading. Jose, do you think so, man? I think that's contrary to what a lot of people believe. I think a lot of people think that the market's going to be green this week. We will see. Let's see where we end the day. I think the day closing green would be an okay outcome. If we don't, then, I mean, look, we're still in that move. This move is still playing out. So I'm still in a world where, look, I am marginally optimistic of where we're going to go. So as always, everybody, that is that. We've been live for an hour and 20 minutes. I've got stuff to do as always. But if you want a little bit more, don't forget, join the Discord. It is in our bio. Also, in the description down below. And if you haven't already subscribed to the channel or dropped a follow, I would massively appreciate that as well. And again, don't forget, our Discord does have a full premium trade group if you're interested in there. It's about $6 a month. If you want to get that, all the links are in there as well. So, get involved. We'd appreciate anyone who's in there. Don't forget, check out the links in the description as always. And we'll be back tomorrow night, 4 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. UK time, with all the latest and greatest in cryptocurrency, live on TikTok, live on YouTube, live on YouTube, bringing it all. So, as always, thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. I appreciate you guys. And I'll see you guys back here tomorrow. Take care.